little.
Are you sure you want to start streaming this live event? Okay.
Yes, that sounds good. All right. I'll wait for it to show up on my stream,
Yeah.
on my end, and then we'll start talking.
All right. So we're just waiting to see if everything is going well with this, and
And then I can mute the stream because yeah, right. I'm moving my microphone down so that I can see my monitor behind it.
All right, there we go. I think we're working. So, I'm gonna go ahead and
there we go.
Keep this muted.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
You have.
Excellent. So, is everything working on your end?
Yes. However, you are streaming my personal Skype to everybody, so.
Oh no.
You should full screen that.
Yeah. Well, either way, they already know. So.
Well, rest in pepperoni, I guess.
But, all right. So, what's up, everyone? My name is Jay, and welcome to another episode of Know Your Modder. We are back, baby, and we're just going to get going on this, and I apologize if there's a bit of a delay. I still haven't figured out the best way to do this yet and to get this done right, and we have really good internet over here now, and it's still, 13 frames a second, but we'll see what happens. So, if it lags, it lags, and I apologize for that. But we're just gonna power through and make the best of it. So, I'm just gonna start off and get the questions rolling. I'm here with Alice Coatduck from Canada Land.
Canada Land, that's a new one.
Canada
I haven't heard that one yet, actually.
And we're just gonna get the ball rolling real quick here. And the first question I'm gonna ask you is, when and how did you first get into Nerf and modding?
So, I should have grabbed the blasters from this, but around Christmas last year, well, okay, no, that's not true. When I was a small girl, I really liked blasters, and I got myself, no, it was Christmas, I got some crossfire pistols, the dart tag crossfire pistols. Mm-hmm. And they were miserable compared to everything now, but they actually weren't bad compared to everything back then because, reverse plunger and shit stuff. Yeah. And that was awesome, and I loved it. And I actually, it was grade 8, and at least here in Canada, that's the last year of elementary school. We don't do middle school here. But it was grade 8, and I organized a Nerf war in my school gymnasium, and it was awesome, and all sorts of people came. And then I saw the mag strike and was like, that is so cool. It's like crazy, full auto, awesome. And I went out and I bought one, and it was broken. And so I returned it to the store and got another one, and it was also broken. It had a leaky tank, and I went through every single one on the shelf, and they were all broken. And so that kind of killed it for me. And so I kind of dropped it for a very long time. And then around Christmas last year, I was shopping for something for my roommate, and I encountered the Double Strike in our grocery store. And I thought it was the coolest thing because the Hammer Prime was awesome. And so I bought a pair of them for him, and I put in some spring spacers, and I did a nice paint job on it. And then I realized how much I had missed it and how much I loved, modding and tweaking and playing with it. And so I started watching some YouTube channels, and then I found the crossbow, the Kenner crossbow. And I loved the way that it looked. And so I sent a random message to this YouTuber who really liked the crossbow and was like, hey, I'm a 3D artist and engineer, and I want a crossbow, but they're really hard to find. So I was kind of thinking of 3D printing one. Does that interest you at all? And the next day he messaged me back with all sorts of info and was like, hey, let's be friends. Let's let's work on this together. And so we did. And so that was Drac. And so that was kind of when it was like the final nail in the coffin for like, this is it for me now. Like, I'm doing this.
This is your death sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. So, kind of going on off of that a little bit. How did you first get into 3D printing?
Oh, you know what? It was Maker Faire in Detroit. Uh, and I think I was probably about, I would say like 14 or 15. And my dad took me, um, and it was like a 4 hour drive. And we got my friend Brennan from Hamilton, and we drove and we hung out all day. And that was when 3D printing was first sort of becoming a thing. Like it was still MakerBot, like cupcake.
Yeah.
And and so I just like I saw this machine that could make things, and I was like, I need that. I need that now. And so I immediately started building, and I didn't get a working prototype until I want to say 2 years ago, just because money's always been pretty tight. And it was horrible. It printed terribly, and yeah, but I built it all myself, and it was my design, and I felt really awesome about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since then, I was just crazy into it because it's like it's a robot that makes me things, so I need it.
That's excellent. I'm gonna apologize right now. I'm getting a message from Bobo saying that the stream is lagging. All right. Like I said before, we're just gonna we're just gonna kind of barrel through a little bit, and
Okay.
at least the audio isn't really that bad, and the audio is really the important thing. If we can see the images a little bit, that's cool. But I'm still like I've struggled with this for so long, and I've never had a really good like experience with trying to live stream to YouTube. It worked okay when it was just like Google Hangouts, but like there's always some issue, and I'll have to work out the kinks and get everything figured out. So I apologize for that, guys. But in the meantime, let me see here.
I just for interest sake, I wondered if we would have problems, and so just as a backup, I started recording about a minute in. So
And I'm recording on my end too, but I think it's just recording from the streaming service. So,
okay.
it who knows if it'll be good quality or not. But I'm glad we both had backup plans on this.
Yep.
All right, so let's go into mods a little bit. What is the mod that you are most proud of?
Ooh. That's a really good question. Because I don't know, it's kind of this is such a like cliche answer, but it's kind of always the one that I'm working on right now.
Okay.
And I don't know, like the next thing is always better. So if we're talking like what mod that is completed that I'm most proud of, I would probably say my hammer shot, which I've just got right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be doing a video on this soon. I actually might be building just a clone of it, just so I can do the, like, just so that I can show the process.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is, it's just kind of your standard hammer shot. I think it's got an upgraded spring in here. I know a spring spacer is better, but it was given to me and I used it and I haven't had a problem with it. Um, and it's got a really cool paint job, which I'm really happy about. And it has something else that I thought was really cool when I did it, but it didn't end up working. I really wanted a magnetic holster. So it's actually got 3 magnets embedded in the side of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I think is really cool. That's a super neat idea.
it looks awesome when I've just got it like slapped on my leg, but then, you know, anything happens and I start running and it's on the ground now. So it didn't end up working, but they're already in there, so no point in taking them out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of the bit that seemed like everybody seems to ogle is the 8-round brass cylinder for it. So that's a couple of 3D printed parts and then lots of brass in there. And so it's still a prototype, so it's working kind of, but yeah, it just needs a little bit of Dremel work to clear out the end bits here, and it'll be fine. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Quick shout out to Ben Chapman and Evan B. Nerf. You guys are awesome, and yeah, I guess.
Yep.
So, as far as like mods go, your best mod you would are like for right now would be that hammer shot, and then so what would your worst mod be? Like what would and it doesn't necessarily have to be like the worst mod that you've done. It could also be like the mod that you hate doing the most.
That's a good question. I think the blaster I hate modding the most is, and forgive me here because it has nothing to do with the actual blaster, the Stampede.
Go on.
And the reason I hate it so much is not because of anything really about it. It's just because putting the blaster together and taking it apart again for testing is the worst thing. Like it takes like 20 minutes to undo all the screws and your wrist kills and oh my god, it's the worst.
I'm in complete agreement here.
I have a Stampede over there.
Yeah.
That has not been screwed back together and has been open for easily 6 months. And I just have not done it yet because it's too daunting to I just don't want to.
You know, I always hate on the deploy, but the deploy is super easy to put together compared to just taking a Stampede apart.
You know what? I actually totally forgot about that. When I was younger, a friend of mine got me a deploy and I wanted to mod it. And I'm pretty sure you can see where the story went from there.
Yeah.
But I opened it up and I hadn't thought to deploy it before I opened it.
No.
So it went sproing and then it never went back together. And that was just as the deploy came out. So nobody had any videos on it. So it was just deploy gone.
Pieces into pieces.
So people are saying you...
Oh, shout out to Chicken, by the way. Love you, Chicken.
People are saying you need to up your mic sensitivity,
okay,
or I'm not sure. But I will get you
Is that better?
The 2 worst mods that I have ever done. I'll see about finding them.
Yeah.
My roommate just rearranged, but there we go.
We interrupt this program to give you Alice's wall.
Yep, there we go. All right.
Do I sound a little better on your end?
You sound fine on my end.
Right,
Laura said, Ryder Chicken already has a YouTube channel. You should go watch it. Okay.
Did I get quieter or louder? I can't tell. That's quieter. That's louder. Okay. So, how's that?
It sounds good to me, but that's not what's important. Okay. Mixes Battle says better. I don't know if that's Justin or Ryan or Alex.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, okay. This is one of the double strikes that I made for my roommate.
Yeah.
And I did not clear coat it. I painted the tip, which is a big no-no. I painted it with like your standard household spray paint. So it's thick. And I did not paint it. So you can see the green through it a little.
It's hard to
And
see on camera, but like I can definitely see that paint rubbing off on the priming handle.
yeah, it's not good. And and then uh,
It's just an all white rough cut.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it in its simplicity, but at the same time, it's also just an all white rough cut, and like the paint's coming off, and you can kind of see a little bit of the digital camo coming through in some places, and it's kind of dirty. And I painted the sling points, and it's
From my own experience, I can tell you that white is the worst color to paint a Nerf blaster, just because it
now.
gets dinged up so easily.
And I mean, I got lucky. Well, I didn't get lucky. I guess it was a white rough cut to begin with. So, you know, and again, this was like standard house paint. This was before I had discovered like, vinyl dye and automotive. Um, yeah. Yeah, so those are my two like probably the ones that turned out the worst.
Okay. So Pete Fuzzy Pete says I'm good now. What's up, Pete? How you doing? Uh. Oh, this. I love you guys tonight. You guys are excellent on this
Oh my
live chat.
God, Evan, holy shit. I mean, holy poop, I guess.
It's too late now. All right, so moving on. Do. So, moving away from mods a little bit, I want to know what you think is the worst blaster to ever come out of Nerf or any other company for that matter, and the best blaster.
Oh, you know what? It would be cheap of me to say the deploy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a cop out. I want you to think.
See, but I have an intense personal history with the deploy because it was again one of the reasons that I kind of bailed was the fact that my deploy just died. I don't know. There was something that I was having a real issue with. Like we were talking like worst, just like you shouldn't have released this, like, because
yeah,
I mean probably like objectively the double dealer, like
yeah, oh yeah,
like the magazines are awesome, but the actual blaster itself, it's like the plunger tube is like this long, and then it's got a slit that runs all the way to here. And so you got like this much plunger tube. It's ridiculous.
It's like they didn't learn from the Centurion.
And the best blaster, I would have to. It would be either the Rapid Strike or the Strife, I think. I'll probably get some hate for that, but
you and your flywheel master race.
I like it. I like the Rapid Strike because I can put a little computer in it and make it do my bidding. But I like the Strife because it's easy and you can just kind of throw stuff in it and make it work. And it's effective and awesome and sounds like a million bees,
And, what's better than the sound of a million bees? Probably nothing.
Convincing as hell,
Yeah. Well, I've talked about this numerous times on my channel, and I'm a firm believer that intimidation plays a large role in any Nerf event.
Oh my god, yeah.
So if you can intimidate people without wasting any ammo, by all means, go for it.
At the last HVZ I went to, I ran out of ammo, and one of the contacts broke off of one of my motors. Damn you, Ryan. And so I couldn't fire, but I had one motor revving. So I shouldered it, revved it, aimed it at people, and like I was like one step from making pew pew noises at them. Like I was like letting go of the rev trigger for a split second to make it sound like the
flywheels
dart
were
was
catching. Yeah.
And so I was getting people like dodging, and we're like, "Did you hit me?" And I'm like, "No." And I just like didn't tell them that I didn't hit them because I wasn't shooting anything. And I managed to do that for a couple minutes until we ran into the rest of the human group. It was all of the zombies with like a 20-second stun timer against, I think, 4 of us. So
Wow.
it was intense.
Damn.
Yep, I just didn't have a functional blaster, and we still managed to survive.
Along the same vein of questions, what do you think is the most underrated blaster?
Hmm.
Or what do you think is a blaster that more people should use?
What do I think is a blaster that more people should use? I'm not sure. Does the Raven count? I mean, a lot of people like really don't like it, and I think it's really beautiful. And if modded correctly, you don't lose that much FPS from the longer barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bullpup, so it's a stock.
Yeah.
And it's just a stock, right? Like you don't have anything up front. So it's super duper compact. And for me, I'm like 5'2", 5'3" ish. Like so, I don't have that much area on my person to store a blaster. So having something that's really really compact like that is really good for somebody like me. And I don't know, maybe that translates to other people, but
All right. Okay. I can respect the Raven choices. Bobo, you're wrong.
Chicken, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. If you're looking for a squad mate, I wouldn't mind a chicken. I think I might be going with Ghost Taco, but I'm not sure.
GST.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Kind of moving on, changing gears a little bit here. Let's talk a little bit about kind of some of the new stuff that Nerf's been doing and your thoughts on stuff like the AccuStrike line. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so not to brag, but I think I was one of the first people to get my hands on an AccuStrike blaster.
I actually think you were.
Yeah. Uh, so, with all that experience, being the first one to, I've got my, I
Not
don't,
to toot your own horn or anything.
yeah, build myself up. I'm actually not, I'm kind of indifferent to it. The blaster, the new blasters, I mean, it's to be determined. If the Raptor, I think, I don't remember. The big sniper rifle, if it's got long shot internal.
Oh, you mean the bigger sniper rifle, not the Spectre reshell?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I have no
real
idea.
one. If it's got long shot internals, then say what you will about AccuStrike, like another long shot is not gonna upset me. Like,
no, me neither.
I'd happily take a long shot reshell, but I am afraid that will not be the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Any thoughts on like Rival?
Rival. We have Nemesis. Nemesis up here. So that's interesting. I'll be getting one tomorrow, actually. I've got a commission for one, and so I'll be probably doing a video on that, just a basic rewire, but I'll probably do a bunch of horrible clickbait videos because of how absolutely ridiculous that blaster is. It's just begging for clickbait. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's like a Bobo takes 40 balls to the face all over again. Like,
and how could you resist content like that?
I know, right? Like, some say Raptor Strike. Yeah, actually, a lot of people say Raptor Strike.
Let's see.
Van James wants me to show my Sentinel, and no.
Well, there you have it, folks. No Sentinel for you. All right, moving on. What kind of other stuff are you into besides Nerf?
There's other stuff other than Nerf.
Supposedly, right?
Before Nerf, I I played a lot of Warframe. I am in the I'm actually in the city that Warframe is developed in, so I've ended up friends with a lot of the developers. Um, as you can see, I'm pretty into Warframe. These are all hand carved out of foam and various support materials and painted and um, yeah, and oh no, my light fell. Need a real good lighting setup.
For once, it's not a problem on my end, so we're good.
There we go. It went right in my eyes. Uh, yeah. Yeah, but then I've got this is actually I'm holding it in my profile picture on my main YouTube channel. And I actually recently got it signed by a couple of friends and developers. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like 3D printing and Nerf are just like where it's at right now. Like, yeah, I know Warframe. Yeah, totally, totally agree.
What a nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, I'm loving the live chat right now, guys. This is excellent.
Yeah, this is just going awesome.
We're gonna open it up eventually and have you guys ask some questions if you want. But for now, I'm in control, so you have to wait.
I see Kaya in chat just called me mom. That's good.
All right.
Good.
So I guess okay, one of the questions I'd actually been meaning to ask for a while now, and I'm excited to do it while we are live streaming is what's it like?
It wasn't me, I swear.
What?
It wasn't me, I swear.
No, what's it like being a girl in the NIC? And how can we make it better?
How do you want me to answer that? Do you want me to answer that truthfully or like
I'm just curious as to what your experience has been like. So answer it as honestly as you feel.
I'm trying to think of like what all I can say, but I get a lot of inappropriate messages from people who I don't know and some that I do know. It's I mean, to be totally honest, it can get pretty creepy and pretty personal. No. It's super uncomfortable, but yeah, I mean I won't, I can't in good faith like just show chat logs right now. Yeah. But I could. I'm pretty sure everybody would understand that sexism is alive and well in the NIC.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I guess you said how can we make it better? I mean, okay, here's an example. I got a comment on YouTube that said something along the lines of, "You'd make a great girlfriend for a nerfer." And my immediate reaction to that was, I am a nerfer. Like I nerf harder than I was gonna say most people I know, but I've made friends with all the people that nerf really hard.
This is true, so you can't really say that.
Yeah. But when I go to when I go to HBZ events and stuff, it's really shocking because I've got I was going to show this off eventually, but she's buried right now. But currently a part for paint is Protostrife, and so this is all 3D printed crossbow. And this was actually a failed print of what was going to be a full crossbow, but I didn't want to waste it because, you know, it's this much of a crossbow. So I printed some extra parts and I stuck it on a strife, and it's my primary, and it's the most comfortable primary I've probably ever shouldered. Um, uh, and so when it's not in a million pieces, it's running 180s and my custom flywheel cage and all sorts of stuff. And I have gotten people at events saying, and it went on for like a minute or two, and it was, oh, who made that for you?
Yeah.
Like, I did. Like I made this, and they were like, oh, well, who printed all of it for you? And I'm like, I did. And it's like, oh, well, who designed it for you? I did. Like it would go on forever. It was they were asking about every single thing, and who did that for you? It's like, like, yeah, it's yeah, and so that's my experience. Like there's no reason to think that level of ability has anything to do with your gender. Like I don't know, like I see people sometimes say like, oh, girls can nerf just as hard as guys, and while that's true, it's not like, you know, I don't know, there's no distinction. There shouldn't be a distinction. It's just we're all nerfers, right? Like,
that's right.
Regardless of gender. Like, yeah. So it can be a bit tough. And I think, I guess, like, final thoughts on that would be like none of us, unless explicitly we ask for it, want to see pictures of you naked. And like I laugh a lot about that, like with friends and stuff.
Yeah, but like seriously, guys.
But seriously, no, that's no, completely uncalled for, completely ridiculous. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my things that I've been wondering is like, how can we, and this is this is gonna sound a little weird, but it's like, how can we get more girls into Nerf? And it's like, maybe not be such buttholes all the time. And like,
Yeah,
that's basically it. Rule 0,
yeah.
people. Rule 0.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times where I have felt pushed out of the community because of it, and I honestly don't know. I mean, obviously, like, cut that out. But like, short of that, like, I don't know. I mean, I try to get girls into Nerf, and I got a message recently from a girl's father who, she is like, I think she's 11 years old, and she can rewire a strife, no problem.
That's awesome.
And that just blew my mind.
That is so cool.
Like, yeah, and so he messaged me because she apparently loves my channel and loves that, and so that's something that I'm like I've realized recently in the last month or two, that in the way that I present and who I am, I can make a difference like that. I can, you know, I can bring little girls into the hobby and be like, yeah, this isn't just for boys. Like, let's, you know, go kick butt. Like, you know, let's do this. And you know, this little 11-year-old girl is out there with a strife that she modded herself. Like,
that's awesome.
That's amazing. And that's what I'm trying to do. And what I can recommend to other people is just don't let gender have anything to do with your interactions with these people. You're talking to another nerfer. You're not talking to a girl, right? Like, you know.
Yeah. So like, I honestly, like, that's one of the reasons I like the fact that you're a YouTuber, that you have a channel and that you produce content, and that you do so at such a high caliber too. Like the stuff you create on, like, the stuff you print is incredible, and the mods that you do are always really good. So like, it's really important that you are a part of the NIC and that you're a part of the YouTube portion of the NIC, because you show little girls and like other people that, you know, you can do it too. Like, and you can
Yeah.
do anything that you want to. It has nothing to do with gender or, you know, like,
Yeah.
I've never touched a 3D printer in my life, and the stuff you know how to do blows my mind. So like, it really doesn't matter. It's just like, don't be afraid to go for it.
Yeah, it's that was very flattering. I'm a little lost for words after that. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm a little speechless. Uh,
All right, we can move on if you can't think of anything else to
yeah,
say.
I just I feel like I should add something. That was very sweet. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, we kind of touched on your least favorite part of the NIC. So what is your favorite part of the NIC?
Like my favorite like part of the community.
Yeah, like what? I don't know. Like what aspect of the NIC do you think is the best part?
Um uh I really like I'm not sure. I've never really gotten into Nerf Haven. Uh it's I don't know, there's so many useful resources on it, but
No, I agree.
it's just an entire part of the NIC that I haven't like delved into just because it always feels so daunting.
Mm-hmm.
I have dyslexia, so that's also part of it. You know, seeing massive walls of text and write-ups is very difficult for me. But yeah, I would honestly say like we I don't know, should I talk about the Discord, like, because I mean that is the best, like that is my favorite.
I agree, but I don't. Hmm.
No, no,
I,
okay.
I I would say no, but
Okay. Well, okay, what I'll say is uh
just the community aspect of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like everybody finds their own group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you kind of get to know them, and they're your friends, and you know, you're pretty tightly knit, and you know, it's those people, it's finding your friends, it's finding your group of people that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're the ones that you go to when you spent 6 hours on a mod and you're like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, help, please. Like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, I'm going to shout out the SENC because
Ye-
everyone there has always been amazing to me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Kind of moving on. Uh, so let's see what we got here. So, why do you think this hobby matters?
Why do I think this hobby matters? Well, I think that again, this little girl that messaged me has completely changed my perspective on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that getting people into engineering and building and making and just doing stuff with their hands, and you know, like I want to shoot my buddy who is 5 feet farther away than he can shoot me. Like, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
like get an extra 5 feet out of this blaster. Like, and so that's motivation for people to like rip into it with a screwdriver and a hammer, and you know, like smack out the AR. And I don't recommend doing that to any elite blasters, but back in the day, like
That's what you
um
did.
yeah, like you opened up your long shot and you just went whack 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 and you're done. And learning how this stuff works, and learning to build and make, and that just, I think that's what's important. And
Definitely.
there are all sorts of um, other reasons why it's important, and I don't want to diminish those either, but that's just what affects me personally, um, or what is dear to me personally. Like, I mean, I've made countless friends in this hobby, and and like all people that like half of them are in chat right now. And so that matters in the camaraderie. But yeah, there's a lot that matters, honestly. Like, it's hard to pick.
That is perfectly acceptable answer. So, just as a heads up to all of you lovely people in chat right now, feel free to start coming up with some questions of your own. We'll scroll through and select them. But before we do that, and so that'll give us some time to make up for the delay on chat and through the video, I'm going to ask some top threes to kind of close things out as far as the questions that I have for Alice. And then we'll get to your guys' questions. All right, so top three YouTube videos and channels.
I watch a lot of videos.
That's okay, me too.
I have 2 monitors set up right now, and whenever I'm working, if I've got Photoshop or 123D open, I always have something playing on the other monitor. And so sometimes it's a TV show, but often it is other content creators' videos. So I don't know, in no particular order, my favorite videos, not for any particular reason, but just because I like when I've run out of content, like they're the ones that I jump back to, would be I'm just gonna lump them all together. Bobo's rapid strike builds, for some reason, and then probably Tom, Foam Data Services, rapid strike builds as well. I just really like that. And then I'll narrow it down to one particular video. Drax, what is it? It was a Straven, which I know a lot of people are going to be mad about, but it was the black and white one with the gray on it, the Oblivion rifle.
Okay.
And I just think that all of those videos are just really, really well done. And I mean, you know, Bobo and Tom obviously have like Bobo has amazing production value on his videos, and Tom does amazing builds.
Tom's paint work and internal work is just
so good.
Yep.
And then the Oblivion rifle, the thing I love about it was that I'm gonna see if I can remember off the top of my head. He used 2 long strike barrels, a rough cut, a Raven, a Strife, and a Nitron scope, and put all of them into one sweet blaster.
Oh my god!
Like that was awesome. Just slamming them together. Like, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and also top 3 non-Nerf related YouTube channels.
Laura Kampf. She's a really, really cool, I was going to say woodworker, but she's kind of graduated past just woodworking, and she does a lot of stuff with metalwork, and
that's super cool.
She's just really talented, and I really like the way that her videos are done. And I kind of take a lot of inspiration from that, and I'm trying to get more of Laura Kampf's style into my videos, because she makes amazing production quality videos about amazing things. Definitely Jimmy DiResta. He's awesome. I think he's just now hitting like a little over 1 million subscribers.
So a smaller channel.
Unfortunately, that's actually relatively accurate in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. And I don't know if I had to name one more. I don't know. There's a lot of really good ones. Geez, I'm not sure. Probably something 3D printing. I want to say he hasn't been making a lot of content lately, but I really like Devin from Make Anything. I think he does some really good stuff. And fun fact, he also was Cool Guy from the like, you know, 6 or 7 year old video Cool Guy. The
Oh yeah.
head. Yeah, for some reason he ended up making a 3D printing channel, and he's really, yeah. Yeah, somebody says Laura Kampf is a god. Yep, I love Laura Kampf.
Oh boy, chat is getting pretty fun. So, moving on, top 3 musical artists.
Sorry, can I just read something from chat?
Absolutely.
Alice, when will the Chalice, Chalo, and Alice fanfic writers realize that you're actually a lesbian? Oh, well, now.
Surprise!
Yeah. Okay, top 3 musical artists. Top of the list right now. They have 3 songs, and they're my favorite. Is Geo Wolf. They have released 3 songs, and I think they released their last one like 3 days ago. It is awesome. I love their music. It's super chill. It's like beach pop kind of deal. I don't even know how to describe it.
That is the most hipster thing you could have possibly said.
I know. I recognize that in hindsight.
It's like beach pop. You probably haven't heard of it.
I didn't even hear what I was saying until you said it back to me.
So that's 1.
Okay. Who else? Caravan Palace would definitely be up there.
Yeah, some electro swing.
Yeah, and
I dig it.
Probably, I don't know. I mean, I almost want to throw something in there like the White Stripes. But
that was a soundtrack to my middle school right there.
Yeah, but I don't listen to enough of them. I listen to them often enough, but I don't know. I kind of only like listen to the one album, and I don't even remember what the album's called. I just hit play and enjoy it for a while. So, no, probably I don't think that counts. I don't know. Probably something much less interesting, like Madeon. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know, almost EDM kind of deal. That's mostly what I listen to while I work, is a little bit of Madeon, and then Caravan Palace, and then Deadmau 5.
Deadmau 5.
Deadmau 5. You know what? That's how he spells it. I'm going to say it how he spells it.
I've been on a huge Carpenter Brute kick for a while now. Shout out to Bobololo for turning me on to him. Carpenter
You'll
Brute
have to link me that.
What?
You have to link me that.
What? Carpenter Brute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like heavier 80s style EDM. And it's like really catchy, and I love it. There's like a mosquito or something in here, and it just flew right into my face.
That sounds awful.
All right. Anyways, top 3 TV shows.
Top 3 TV shows.
And remember, your audience is mostly American right now, so.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rick and Morty is probably up there.
Yes.
What have I been watching lately? Silicon Valley, definitely up there. Really good. She's trying to pick the last one. You know what? I have to say something Canadian. I have to.
All right, go for it. Fine.
What's it called? Oh my God, I've forgotten the name of it.
Your Canada card is being revoked as we speak.
No, right? I blame you guys here. I hang out with Americans so much. Letterkenny.
There it is.
Letterkenny. It's such a good show.
I still need to watch it. All right, top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies: Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
We're keeping this chat PG, so I can't say the next 2 jokes I was about to say.
I mean, the chat itself isn't PG at all.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Hitchhikers. I recognize this makes me a piece of poo. But Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
Amazing. I love Scott Pilgrim. And then just trying to think of like a really good feel-good movie. I don't have one. I watch sad, depressing movies where people die in the end.
Nice.
I don't know. I think Hitchhikers is probably my favorite feel-good movie. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to say something like, oh, you know what? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the musical.
Okay.
There we go.
And then finally, top 3 video games.
Oh, okay. That's easy. Okay. Portal. Okay. We're going to go 2 as 1. Warframe and Mirror's Edge. Nice. The first Mirror's Edge.
I never got into Mirror's Edge.
It's not. It doesn't take that long to play. It'll take you like 2 or 3 hours. You can find it on the internet.
I have a Mac.
Oh, well, you are a monster. You are a monster.
I can find it on the internet. I can't do anything with it.
There you go. You're a monster.
All right. Speaking of which, I actually got fed up with my Mac freezing up on me. Well, not freezing up on me, overheating on me. So I just drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom plate and I took it off the Mac first, but like I drilled a bunch of holes and now it's got air vents. It's great.
Yep. I don't have a good response for that.
All right. So let's oh boy, let's dive into this and see if there's anything even remotely resembling a real question in this chat right now.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bobo. It's called Synthwave. I apologize.
Jesus Christ. Evan Butler, top 3 orifices.
God damn, Evan.
Oh.
All right.
Weirdest things about Canada.
That's actually a good question.
I can't answer that question. I could tell you the top 3 weirdest things about America. I can't tell you the top 3 weirdest things about Canada.
All right, okay. What are the top 3 weirdest things about America? Let's hear this.
Your billboards.
Okay,
I can tell when I'm in the States because your billboards are like 200 feet high. We have regulations on that. Like you guys have like a billboard every like 10 feet and it's like 100 feet high and whatever.
Yeah.
And here in Canada, like we have regulations. Like you can only have one every like 500 meters or something.
Okay.
And it has like a height limit of like 40 feet or something. And so you can tell when you're in the States because there's just advertisements and advertisements and advertisements. And it's so cheap that you can get people like, you know, putting billboards up about like, oh, you're going to hell unless you, you know, come to our church and give us money or something. And like here it's like, I don't know, like every now and again you get a billboard for a law firm.
There's a Tim Hortons nearby, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Like
and that's like,
it. Stop is a thing, like, you know. Yeah. Okay, so that's one. Hold on. Somebody is telling me to tell the story of the bicycle flip. I don't know where that is on the internet. I don't know where I told that story on the internet.
I think I know about that story.
It's a good story. I can if you want.
Yeah,
I just don't.
It is a good story if I remember correctly.
I mean, I can. I don't know where that was posted. How did you know about that story? Okay, we're doing next two things that are weird about America.
We've only
Um,
gotten a third of the way done with the first
uh,
question.
you guys don't have milk in a bag.
All
It's
right,
weird and
why
gross.
why would we have milk in a bag? Why is that a
But
thing?
a wax carton will leach the wax into the milk, and it tastes weird. And you don't know it until you've had other milk. But like, and then
Until you've had bagged milk, which sounds
and then
gross
the
in and of
jugs,
itself.
the jugs also will leach, and that's even worse for you. And so if you put in front of me 3 glasses of milk, one from a bag, one from a wax carton, and one from a like a plastic carton, I could tell you which one is which.
I really want to test this now.
I mean, yeah.
There's no way to do this though.
Um. Uh.
I want you to put your money where your mouth is. Your Canadian funny money
Put
where
the
your
milk where my
where
mouth
your
is.
Canadian mouth
Um.
is.
Yeah, my funny money where the yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That actually answers my next issue because your guys' money, it's all the same. You can't like you have to like actually like look at it to pay attention. Like you have to pay attention. Up in Canada, we have color coded money. So like $100 bill is brown. A $10 bill is blue. It's like a purpley blue. $5 bill is like a light blue. $20 is green. Like and so you
Ah,
look at a glance and you can see like from the tops of the money like which is which, and you guys just don't have that, and like every other country does. Oh, and also you guys use the imperial system despite the fact that the entire world left you behind. Like,
okay. We're not gonna get into that.
yeah,
Don't you mean freedom units?
yeah, freedom units.
Thank you. All right. Do 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 do.
You smuggle bagged milk to U.S. wars. Um, it would go bad on the way because the border is slow. So we would be sitting in a hot car with bagged milk.
Yeah, that's a
It seems like
terrible
a mistake.
idea.
I mean, I can bring it to you if you want, but you're not gonna like it. Like,
Can you name 3 items from the Tim Hortons menu? I
large
can
double,
name 3.
large double double.
Okay.
Um, uh, a an apple fritter and uh chili in a bread bowl.
Okay.
That's like if I was going to Tim Hortons for a meal, that's what I would get.
See, I usually get like the steak, egg, and cheese on a biscuit,
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
then I get like a tomato Asiago bagel with cream cheese, and it's delicious. What?
People are so mad in chat. Man on the moon units.
Oh my god.
Freedom units. Oh god.
Hot
That's good.
bagged milk.
Yep. Hot bagged milk. Yep, that's my favorite.
All right, Snoop Doggy Doge has an actual valid question. So, if you could change one thing about this hobby, what would you change? And I feel like
Um,
we've already touched upon it earlier in the discussion.
I would forcibly remove Snoop Doggy Doge from the Nerf community.
Well, she took that in a completely different direction than what I had intended. What was that?
Yeah, I mean,
Hope
yeah,
that
get
hasn't been
wrecked,
like
Van
that for long.
James. Um, yeah. No, okay. If I was to change one thing about the hobby, okay, real answer, but also sassy answer. I would have, uh, I would have more girls like that are like into the hobby, because a lot of women show up at HBZ events, but they're not really in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would change that. And so that's the real answer. And then I'll add sass to it by saying, because I'm lonely and looking. So, yeah, there you go.
All right. Do. Let's keep looking. Um. See any questions you like?
Are the French are French elitist a problem in Canada? Yes, they actually tried to leave, and they had a vote on whether or not Quebec would leave Canada,
So it's like
and
their own version of
they
Brexit.
lost. Yeah, but they lost 49% to 51%.
That's amazing.
No, it was 50%. So it was like a fraction that was rounded.
Wow.
Like it was so close. Yep.
All right. Any other questions you want to address?
Somebody said, if you could put together your dream modding team, who would it be?
Ooh.
And now I am friends with a lot of um, very, very talented people. And so this is a dangerous question for me to answer because,
Yep.
um,
I don't know if I could answer this question.
yeah. But I'll tell you what, I know who's painting it, and
Yep.
that's Home Data Services.
Yep.
No question.
Hands down.
There are a lot of other talented painters out there, but
Either
but
that
Tom,
or Nerfenstein.
yeah, Nerfenstein. She's New Zealand, right?
I'm honestly not sure. I don't want to confirm or
She's
deny
very,
either way.
very talented.
But like, yeah.
Uh, yeah. 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 So Tom probably, and I'm very particular. So I'm gonna be that asshole and say me. um, and and if there were like I'm sure if I thought about it, I could think of other people that could do probably better work than me. In terms of like what I was thinking about. Like I think Eli Wu, does some amazing internals. He does select fire as well, and he does brushless, which I do not. Um, so yeah, that would be. I mean, it's always awesome to have Eli on my side. You know what the real answer is every time I build a blaster, I talk with all of my Nerf friends, and everybody has a little bit of input on my projects, and so I guess I kind of do. I kind of have assembled my team, and they're not like, in the room like with a screwdriver, but like, like I'll post a picture and somebody will be like, "That's awesome, but you should do that." And I'll be like, "That's a damn good idea." Or, like screw off, Drac, or like,
Yeah, Drac.
Yeah. What are my opinions on the modulus line?
It's old news.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm mad about the modulus because they're trying to replace the stripe with it, and it's not as good, and it's like $60 up here. So Nerfenstein does have a channel. I want to say, I don't remember. It's like Nerfenstein / Nerd Girl or something. I don't remember.
I honestly don't know either. So,
are there any questions you've seen that you want to shoot my way?
Let's see.
I brought a lot of blasters to show and tell.
Yeah,
so
let's just do that. You know what?
If that's what you're into,
all these people watching can deal with it.
Yeah, so this is the first blaster that my hand landed on, and I made this in a video. It's a blaster for my roommate. It was for Christmas this year, and like half an hour ago, no, I guess like an hour ago, I threw on a foregrip and a stock and handed it to him and went, "How does that feel?" And he said he likes it, so I might paint it up for his birthday, which is in a few days.
Birthday.
Yeah. Oh, there's a question I want to answer. Flying Chicken says, what kind of places would you like to visit and Nerf at? Singapore would be like absolute dream. I would love to go to Singapore. I would love to hang out with Psych. I think that would be amazingly fun.
Psych is awesome.
I love Psych so much. He's such a good dude. I don't know, like kind of Australia. I don't. Yeah, I mean, um, that would definitely be awesome. I would love to go to a UK Nerf war. It might happen at some point. Like that one looks like it's within the realm of possibility. Like it could happen. Um, uh, and definitely. And this is like I don't know. The others were kind of like far off dreams, and this is like it will happen. I'm working on planning a trip, and I'm going down to play with the SENC. So that's going to be awesome. So yes, chicken. We're gonna shoot each other. Yes, I mentioned Australia. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm really bummed I only got to play one game with the SCNC. I was, for those of you who don't know, I was living in North Carolina for a short period of time. It didn't work out. I wasn't able to find a job. Moved back home. Finally landed a job, and now I've got things squared away a bit more in that aspect of my life. But I managed to make it to one SCNC game. I drove the 6 hours or 5 hours from North Carolina to Georgia and stayed with Blabbo and boboed his Lolos.
good old Bobolo, below, below, bo, below, below.
Bebe Lay Blade.
There we go. That was the best. I forgot that I made that.
I have it saved on my phone.
Pull it up. Do it.
Oh, geez, it's on my phone. I can't. Hold on. There's no easy
Uh,
way to do this.
how does Ohio nerfing compare to nerfing in Canada? That was very paraphrased. Um, but uh, there is very little Nerf in Canada, truth be told. There's a group of Canadian Nerfers who I think was kind of held together by FA24, and FA24 kind of lost interest. So we have a war like once or like I don't know, like maybe 4 times a year up here. And then bicycle story, right? I will tell the bicycle story if you explain why you know the bicycle story. Um, and then there's a Waterloo HVZ, which has very different rules. And it works for them, but it's not really my cup of tea. It's not like any HVZ I've ever played, and they have fun there, and that's awesome, but it's not like any HVZ I've ever played. But I have a couple friends there. So I do like the homemade scene, right? That is the Toronto Nerfer group. RZ Rider, I noticed you. Explain to me why you know the bicycle story and how you know the bicycle story, and I will tell you the bicycle story.
I think he said earlier that it was on Drax Discord.
Oh, that is such a good question. Okay. Thank you for calling me mommy. I appreciate that. Who are 3 people who don't nerf that you would like to go to a war with? If I said Coop, I would get hated by everyone.
No comment.
I'm kidding, of course. Okay, thank you. All right, I forgot that I posted that there. Thank you. Okay, so 3 people that I would like to go to a war with that don't nerf. Peter Streeple. Me and him are actually friends. We met because reasons. I'm trying to convince him to go to End War. He's actually in Ohio. And
who is he?
I would love to nerf with him. Huh?
Who is he?
He used to work with Flight Test, and then he doesn't anymore, but he's doing frankly better things on his own now. Yeah. Um, hmm. Uh, Evan, I can't answer that question. Uh, okay, so Peter, Click Spring.
Okay.
I want to nerf with Click Spring. I want to see what he makes. Like whatever it is, it would blow minds. And I'm trying to think of the last person. I don't know. I don't know. I think I got nothing. I'll go back to it. Uh, yeah, Mina wants to know as well who my favorite 3 Ohio nerfers are. So that would be Duke Wintermull, Duke Wintermull, and Duke Wintermull. So there you go. Yep. There you go.
Again, no comment.
Yep.
All right. Oh, any other blasters you wanted to show off?
Yes, I was.
Like your entire bed's covered in them. Like
it is.
Do some show and tell here, y'all.
I was doing show and tell earlier, and
yeah, and then we got sidetracked.
Well, here, but this a video is going out on it shortly, and this is a sleeper strife. So it looks entirely stock from the outside, except for this, which I mean I called attention to it now, but nobody ever notices. And this is actually it's the dart lock. So if there's no darts in, it drops down and gets the pusher. And so I did a little bit of modification on it, and it fits perfectly, and it's really nice. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Somebody says their brother wants to know if I'm single. Yes, and I'm very much a lesbian. So rest Roni. But it has a Coatduck flywheel cage in there because that's how I roll, and it has Hellcats in there. And it's actually running on stock batteries, but stock batteries running Hellcats is amazing for what it is. Like, it gets amazing performance, and the rev is kind of slow, and these batteries are super dead because I've taken it to like 3 wars. But it's... I mean, even with dead batteries, it still sounds pretty mean. But it looks pretty much entirely stock, and it's really fun. Sometimes I do like to kind of play with the sexism because nobody believes that I actually nerf. Mm-hmm. And I'll have a backpack filled with like 150 rounds and then just a stock looking strife. And so I'll show up and, pretend to not know anything and then just wreck everyone.
That's gotta be really gratifying.
It's real good. So that's video coming out on this soon. I've got it all recorded. I just need to, actually do it.
Little sneaky peeky.
There, sneak peek. I'll give you another sneaky peeky. That sounds wrong.
A sneaky, like a sleepy peepee. I've been watching a ton of Game Grumps, so like most of my references to anything are references to Game Grumps now. So that's me. So what have we here? What is another Straven?
Somebody says that person says my brother is a lesbian also. Quality. I mean, it was a good attempt.
That's A for effort, right?
Yeah. So yeah, this is my Straven. Be mad if you want, but the Raven was already busted. And I really wanted to make it an integration and not, I cut the front off of a Raven and stuck it on a strife.
No, I really like the look of this a lot better than most strife Raven integrations.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of it right here. That's seamless. Like I'm running my fingernail over that. You can't feel it. It's I don't know. I'm really proud of how I made the cuts. and I managed to salvage the sling point because I always sling from the bottom of the grip.
No,
So,
that's super cool.
and it's super comfortable. I need to replace the trigger if you couldn't tell by the.
Yeah.
It's just sounding, but yeah. So there's. Why did I sacrifice a raven? It was already broken. It was like the front end here. You can kind of see like that screw post was dead.
Ooh.
All sorts of screw posts were dead up here. It was already dead. It was either throw it in the bin or do something with it. So I did it with it. I did something with it. Yeah. Thank you, chicken. I appreciate that. Yeah. Like mini fangirl about chicken saying my Straven looks sweet. Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know. Should I just like sit here and like show off my arsenal, or is that like boring?
Nah,
Like,
do it.
okay.
Go for it.
All right. So I finished this while on the phone with somebody earlier, and I think I sent you a Snapchat
yes,
of it.
You did.
Of
the blaster.
Yeah. Not gonna go there. Okay, I'm having a hard time putting it back together now, but a while ago I thrifted for 80 cents each a pair of ERTL pump action shotguns. So one of them I'm actually trading for a rapid fire shotgun, but this one is mine, and so it needs to be screwed together. But this is what I have done with it. And so this is a 3D printed trigger, which I will undoubtedly end up selling, just because it's done. I can just put a picture of it up. And if people want it, then they can have it. But and I'm going to print an angled foregrip for it that slides on this rail. So yeah, I think this. I'm really a fan of how this looks. I really like the detail work I did on it. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, and I really like it, and I signed it, and I like it. Yep.
I think it looks awesome. I've wanted a PAS for a long time.
I actually think that the PAS looks terrible, but
I've always wanted it because I've never had like an NIC level like blaster. So
yeah, and that's actually Chicken says he fangirls about me fangirling about him. There we go. Yeah. I messaged Evan when I got these PASs, and I was like super excited, and then he posted about it, and that was like really, really early. I had just like started getting into Nerf and like again, and I messaged Evan with like I really like how the detailing on this turned out, and I'm excited to clear coat it. And I have my good friend Daniel Murray, who's a terrific homemade maker, coming over next week, and we are going to finish this up and build another homemade, which I don't know if it's possible for me to show a picture of, but I would like to, if that's...
I don't know. I mean, if you can screen share via Skype, like...
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, then
I'm
it
so
should work.
Master. So this will be my first homemade, which is why I'm getting Daniel to come and help me with it. I already have all of the polycarb bought. I bought polycarb tube for it. Let's see. There. Is that coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just some concept art of it. And I'm so excited. The shell is going to be entirely 3D printed, and we're just going to be building the main plunger tube assembly and the plunger rod, and just basically make like a big tube that, you know, it's a rainbow catch, so you can, and then I'll just drop it into the shell that I'll be printing, and hopefully I'll have this ready and, you know, able to show at FoamCon. So I'm really excited for that, and I want to shoot Boba with it.
I think it's gonna look awesome.
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
I apologize, guys. My Is my voice better now? I feel like I have to be like right up on the mic to really get this working right. Is this okay? Are we doing this okay?
I can hear you. Um,
Okay.
uh, everybody wants me to, everybody's asking me to talk about Chappie. I mean, Chappie, you're a cool dude. I appreciate you sending me wheels, and I'm excited to see what you do with the parts I'm sending you.
Yeah, those wheels look really cool, by the way.
Yeah, they're super awesome. I'm very excited. I have a couple of projects planned out. Um, Assuming that all my testing goes well, I will likely be buying more pairs of hooligan wheels. So
Yee. I'm still poor, so.
you know what? If you want to know how much I like Nerf, I had a dream that I got and tested hooligan wheels last night. That was what my dream was. The hooligan wheels arrived, and I did testing on them.
All right.
Real active imagination.
Okay. Any other blasters you wanted to show and tell for us?
I've got lots. Actually, I would love to do an explanation on this because I launched the first video on this blaster like a year ago.
Sure.
And it's still not done. And I just want to like explain that because I've had a couple people ask me like what happened with this. So this is Cherry Bomb. Some beautiful paintwork. And I messed up. I messed up real bad because I was like 130s will be fine. No problems. 130s. I was so wrong. And I need 180s in this. So that means that I have to cut a hole here.
No.
Cut a hole here, and I just have to punch straight through. And that means that I have to do body work, which means that I have to then paint over the body work.
Oh no.
So I'm trying to figure out how I can make this work and keep the beautiful artwork or bribe the artist into doing it again. And it's breaking my heart. And so I've got to put a front plate on as well because I didn't think of that. I guess I was just like, I'll figure it out. I didn't figure it out. Yeah. So that's Cherry Bomb. That is why Cherry Bomb took a back seat. But Cherry Bomb is still in the back seat because here we go. So I am so excited for this blaster, and as of tomorrow, it will be out of my hands. So I talked before about my ultimate team for building a blaster, and
Yeah.
I think I said me and Tom, because other people do work that is better than mine. I don't want to say that mine is the best, but I do it my way because I want it like that.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. I don't think anybody can make a blaster that's more suited to you than you can, right?
That's a good way of putting it. I like that.
Yeah. But I think my paint jobs are fine, but they're not Tom. So, who offered to paint this blaster for me other than Foam Data Service?
Hey, there it is.
So, this blaster is getting shipped out tomorrow to Tom, and I've done all the body work on it. And it is getting select fire internals with an ammo counter and a voltmeter and just your standard stuff. And it is my new select fire SMG, and it's getting a Tom paint job. I love it. I love it so much. But I have made, I want to say, like 15 different parts that have gone into this blaster, like 3D printed parts. just for this blaster. So it's taken me forever because I've had to design and print every single little one of them. And then integrate them and sand it, and oh my god, and it is a labor of love, and I do love it. And it's getting painted by Tom, so
what more could you ask for?
Yeah, like I don't think I could ask for a better blaster. Like it's my baby, and it's gonna be perfect. I love it. I'm geeking out over it.
Just a bit, right?
Yeah. So that's exciting. And all those parts, I'm actually working on, I'm waiting to put those up on my store because I'm doing a pistol kit. And so right now, I've only got the front plates installed here, but working on 2 top pieces and a stock attachment point. And once those get done, I'll post them on my store, and they will be for sale if people want to buy them. Because I don't personally really like the Blastersmiths kit. It was made very early in the 3D printing, push, and it works. It totally works. But I just wanted to put my take on it out there, so I'm excited for that. Wow, that chat got derogatory.
What just happened? Jeez.
Yep, that's some good stuff. And the people watching this later won't be able to go back and read the chat, so you'll never know what that said. Yeah, and it's gonna kill you. I bet you watching in the future, this is gonna kill you.
All right. Anything else that you wanted to show off for us, or?
Just some random stuff. I don't think I ever showed this, but this is the Sweet Destiny that I did the video on. I made this in about an hour. Like I painted it up in about an hour, and I got kind of high off the paint fumes. So I didn't.
So it was a good time.
If by good time you mean brain damage, absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a good time. I'm probably going to detail it like I did the pump action shotgun, but I have not gotten around to that yet. And so it's awesome. I like it. It's a half decent secondary that I can just loan out.
Nice.
And other than that, I will sneak peek the fact that I am working on a super tactical kit for the Strife, and it is of something that Worker has done before, but the difference with mine is that the entire thing can clamshell. So it opens up and you can integrate it properly. So if you are looking for something to just kind of like throw on and make it look awesome, then you probably want to go Worker. But with mine, you kind of have to spend some time on it, but I want you to be able to make it look amazing. And there's so many talented painters and people for integrations and stuff that I am just really, really excited to see what people can do when I get it in their hands. And on top of that, it's got an extended front on it. So why not take that extended front and make it a double cage?
Hey.
So this is an early prototype double flywheel setup. So it's an afterburner that's built into the same cage. So I haven't seen anybody do that yet. I'm excited to see if it works. Again, early prototype. I haven't even cut the brass for it yet. But I'm really excited for this. I want to see it. Yeah. Other than that, I feel obligated to do this. There we go. I did it. So there we go.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
All right. Let's check the chat one last time and see if there's anything else. Do. All right. I believe that's it. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss or anything you wanted to go over or showcase?
There was. Entirely forgotten about it. I'm just gonna like turn around and look for a second to see if I can think about anything. No, I had something important and I'll remember it the second that the stream is done.
Okay.
So, yeah. No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, you guys will get to see how crappily I'll end this stream because I don't know what I'm doing and it's been so long since I've done one of these. So, but thank you guys all for watching. As always, my name is Jay and this is Alice Coatduck. And thank you guys very much for tuning in and joining the chat and doing all that fun stuff. And I'm just going to low-key just go over here and hit stop streaming. Talk to you guys later. Bye.